I mean, during our shows, we definitely created them.
We used to.
I get pretty scared. I'm not gonna lie.
Just put that. I mean,
Some of them are wild.
There was one time I like jumped on top of a crowd at a festival, and I never did it again.
Oh, you crowd surf?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
they
those used to
didn't.
do
They
that.
didn't carry me up the whole way.
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn.
I didn't get too hurt, but it was like, okay, I won't be doing this again.
All right, guys. Bonnie, X Clyde, Paige, and Danielle here today. Thanks for coming on, guys.
What's up, bro?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys play. Do you guys play often?
We used to play a lot more. I would say in the last couple months we haven't been playing as crazy, but we used to host a game. We lived in the same house with like a lot of producers and musicians, and we used to host a game in Los Angeles every Tuesday.
I think it was when we were touring starting like 2017 through 2019. We were traveling around the country in like St. Louis and Boston and playing these places where there'd be casinos, and then we'd stay and play. And that led into when COVID happened, where we had a lot of time. And we decided to actually get a poker table for our house and just play with the friends. But that led to us like Tuesdays and Thursdays for like 12 hours, just buying in, nothing crazy, you know, $200 buy-ins with a pound of weed on the table kind of thing. And just going around playing for hours and hours. And that's how we really fell in love with the game.
Yeah.
And there have even been periods recently in the last 2 years where I went on like a PLO binge, if you guys know about PLO.
Is that the 5-hand card or whatever?
4 cards.
4 cards.
Yeah, I prefer 4-card PLO rather than 5-card. The math is kind of harder.
Interesting. Why is it harder?
One more card. And also it's not even like when you're thinking about 2 cards, you're just kind of like doubling, halving.
Oh, okay.
Where there's that 5th card, it kind of leads to.
I can't even understand when I see clips of the 5 card. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, just more variants. We call it in the poker room, we call it poker bingo, because you could have the nuts on the turn, and then all of a sudden on the river you're so far behind, but you're already so committed with your stack, or most likely all in at that point.
Damn. Yeah, I like the basic 2 card personally. What about you?
Me too.
Yeah, it's simple. It's nice and easy.
I'm definitely not a PLO girl.
Yeah, PLO is a whole nother game. You like PLO more though, you said?
Yeah, I like dopamine, and that really invokes that.
You're a dopamine junkie.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. That makes sense with your profession, right? You know,
absolutely.
It makes sense.
We just chased louder and bigger crowds every weekend.
Yeah, you get fueled off that energy, right?
Definitely.
What's the biggest crowd you guys have done?
Probably like 30,000 people. It would be like EDC Vegas, or we played a really sick crowd, EDC Mexico.
Yeah, EDC
I didn't know they had Mexico.
Yeah.
Pretty big.
That was pretty electric.
30,000 people.
EDC Vegas, I think, was the biggest, though.
Yeah, 2019 EDC Vegas, maybe EDC Orlando.
Oh, yeah, EDC Orlando 2 years ago.
Electric Zoo is pretty sick, too. That was pretty up there, probably 20,000.
Holy crap. And do you change your set based off the crowd size, or is it the same kind of vibe every time?
We do play music festival sets, I think, differently than club sets.
Okay.
Not necessarily based on the crowd size, but more like the stage and how we're performing with the stage. Because I sing on all of our sets, so whether there's a full stage or just a booth, it kind of changes our setup.
I didn't know you sang during them. That's not common in EDM, right? I don't know.
Less
EDM
common,
it is less
yeah.
common.
Okay.
Maybe like under 5% or even less. But it also depends on the stage format. You know, we really like if there's a catwalk or a front stage and things of that nature, rather than just standing up on the DJ booth. And also some festivals are more electronic rave oriented festivals versus when we played Lollapalooza, like they want to hear you sing. They, you know,
there's a bigger stage for like live instrumentation.
The crowd's there and hearing more people singing, so the live performance is more palatable.
Yeah. I went to Lollapalooza once. I thought I was gonna die.
Why?
Let's just say I bought something from some random guy, came out of his sock, and almost died.
Yeah, always know your source, guys.
Yeah, that was a sketchy little, I don't even know what to call that experience.
A bad trip.
Yeah. Shout out to Lollapalooza though.
Definitely.
Yeah,
a lot of people
really,
with that
really
one.
great festival.
Yeah, that was a fun one. I've been to Firefly, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Firefly's great.
Firefly, yeah. I haven't been to festivals in a while. Are they still pretty popping these days?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they're getting more diversified on who they're booking, and people are getting more creative on how they're formatting the festival, not just putting a stage, but creating art installations or experience-based things within going from stage to stage that just, you know, increases the joy of the festival goer.
I think new ones keep coming up too.
Right. So it's more than just music now. It's like, shout out to today's sponsor, Specialized Recruiting Group. Navigating the professional job search is hard. You know the perfect job is out there, but you're not sure how to find it. The good news is you don't have to go at it alone. You just need Specialized Recruiting Group. You can connect with them at srgpros.com. They're here to guide you and help you find a role that fits, all without costing a dime. They're offering a tailored approach to find your next role at srgpros.com and help you get on the right course. Your local Specialized Recruiting Group team knows which businesses are hiring and can offer you a path to contract and full-time roles. If you don't see the role you are looking for on their website, Specialized Recruiting Group also recruits for confidential roles, so give an office near you a call to learn more. Take the next step in your career by starting at srgpros.com. Like a full experience.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean, Insomniac events like really knows how to throw festivals because it's not just about putting a stage up. Like they have take you through a whole experience. They have so many different festivals based on like either whether it's Halloween or I mean EDC Vegas is pretty Vegas oriented. But
Yeah, they make it less about the artist and more about the headliner, and they say the headliner is the attendees. Ultimately, it's about
yeah,
them.
Okay.
about them.
So they bring in all the people, right?
I mean, the
Headliner?
people are the headliners.
People are the headliners.
It's like about the
Oh,
experience
wow.
they're gonna have.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
thought
So
process.
it's centric around them.
Okay. And do you like that vibe more?
I just like variation in my experience in general. I think just doing that would be boring, and just doing where everybody's really there for the songwriting or the singing element. Just diversification, more variance.
Yeah, that makes
I think
sense.
I get just as much joy when we perform a festival to a lot of people where we're experiencing the whole festival and playing to larger crowds. It's the same as like playing to a smaller room where everyone in the room is singing along to all your music and it's like a sweatier environment. And
Yeah, like 500 people in
You
a
can,
club
like-
where people are closer. Like
yeah.
I can have just as much fun playing that as, the 30,000 crowd.
That's
sometimes
cool.
more fun.
more fun, yeah,
Really?
because you really get to sometimes pull
You're
people
far
up
away.
on stage and see their reaction to your songs more.
Where when
Yeah.
you're on one of those big stages and there's 30,000, you're not really connecting with, and like when you're looking at people, you can't really like see their soul in their eyes. And when you're at a club and they're right there, you can see how much fun they're really having. And
Yeah.
Your soul. You guys are a little spiritual.
Oh,
I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I love spirituality, actually. Big
Oh.
on psychedelics, big on like, I've done past life therapy. I've done all that stuff. I've done
Wow.
Reiki healing.
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's dope.
I like that.
Yeah. Do you guys do any of that stuff too?
yeah,
I believe I
Go ahead.
lived a past life.
I live my life through the lens of hermetics.
Hermetics.
And the main principle of hermetics is mentalism. Basically, the external universe is a reflection of the internal self. So I focus a lot on maintaining good framing, no matter what energy I'm interacting with on this field.
I love that.
Yeah.
So you're big on energies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I feel that with certain people I meet. It's like the first thing I notice now. Like, how do I feel?
Yeah. And if they don't make you feel good, or they make you feel heavy, or misalign you with yourself, then you probably shouldn't interact with that energy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Before
Yeah.
they even talk, you can feel it if you
Yeah.
really pay attention.
Well, if you
Yeah.
have that sensitivity, and the more you pick up and focus on perceiving these forces, the more you'll be able to navigate the world towards weightlessness.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, we're getting deep here. I love it. But no, having 1,200 episodes, I've gotten like kind of good at it, I guess. Just like
Oh, wow.
picking up on energies and stuff. I used to suck. Like I used to get scammed. I used to get like mistaken. But I've
Yeah,
gotten
it helps
better.
with one of the
That's
most
awesome.
important emotions, which is definitely empathy.
Yeah, I've had to develop that, to be
Yeah.
honest. Something I lacked growing up,
Feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like I have autism and stuff, but I don't know what it was, trauma, but I've had to definitely work on like empathy and emotion stuff.
Well, yeah, it's about working inward first and seeing yourself. And once you can really see yourself, take accountability for self, then you can really see it in others.
I think a lot of people don't realize you can always work on it.
Yeah, you
People-
can.
A lot of people think they're
I
so
mean, look
stuck in
at
their way.
Elon Musk. Like he has definitely worked on it. You see his past interviews and you see him now. It's like a totally different person.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Now I know you guys met in high school. So how long have you been at this thing? I guess was it from high school?
So actually in high school, we were in the same friend group. And in high school, I had always wanted to be a singer and was writing music in the form that I was in high school while he was a DJ. And we didn't actually come together until our second to last year in college, and we were at two different colleges.
We were on Skype every single night.
Good old Skype.
Yeah.
I caught the tail end of Skype days. Skype and Uvu and stuff.
Yeah. We actually, it wasn't Skype, but there was another program we used where we could control each other's mouses from, I was in Virginia.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'd use Skype and then I would share my screen and she would use the other thing to do her mouse on the Ableton session, kind of just developing whatever. That was like the seed of everything. It wasn't like we had Bonnie and Clyde at that point. We had a brand, it was in our mind, it was called vibrato, which is like the movement of a pitch really fast.
Yeah. Because I was a singer and I really liked
it. We just thought that was cool, but I didn't really, once the end of college came around, but we were making music under it and we were showing our friends and stuff versus like the project that I was working on. And I just saw a lot more people being like, oh, this is cool, better reaction. And once the end of college came around, we were like, what are we going to do? What are we going to call it? What can we really put our flag in, put our heart into?
And we both really believed in the music that we were making and like us as a unit. But it wasn't until the end of college that we named ourselves. And I think it was on my graduation day, I showed my dad our business plan. And I was like, I'm moving. And I moved to Miami and we started our project in Miami.
Wow.
Yeah, we were living $500 a month in the hood of Miami.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was
a grind.
I went to University of Miami, so like it was like basically where the broke college kids lived on the other side, south side of the campus. And I'll never forget, we lived with, he was a pot dealer, and then 3 doors down was a crack house. I swear, we woke up one morning and it was like a music video with the step team and the ATVs and the barbecue truck and the whole thing. And even like within that period, like guys came up on our back porch with guns and robbed all our friends and all that kind of stuff.
It was really a wild experience.
Yeah, it was wild there. And we had one gig once a week, $500 a week up in Fort Lauderdale or Palm Beach. It was called Lux. And so, making $2K a month between the two of us, just grinding it out until we made this one song called Rise Above. And we cold DM'd it to a kid who owned Trap Nation, and he responded and said, yo, we're going to upload this. He uploaded it. It got like 1 million streams or 1 million hits in the first couple weeks.
Wow.
And that led to like our first manager and the first wave of momentum.
And then we went on our first tour all around Florida. And from there, it was kind of, things just kept going up and we just kept continuing to make music.
Got a deal with Insomniac and Interscope, had a record label together at the time.
Nice.
And we had this song called Bass Jam that was maybe 3 or 4 months later, and it ended up going #1 on US dance radio. And that then all of a sudden, it was just off to the races from there.
Wow. Yeah, because once you get a #1 song, it's over, right? Like you just
I wouldn't say it's
momentum.
over, but it gives you a nice year and a half to
and
make another.
It brings a lot of people to your shows
Yeah.
that know your music and want to keep hearing more. So
wow. So you guys worked at a distance at first.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Our first year we were making music across Skype.
But we never released any of that music. That was just like figuring out how we worked together, what the vision was for the music, and just keeping the connection.
That's impressive. And what a name too, Bonnie Clyde. That's after the old fairy tale, right?
It was the bank robbers.
Or it was a real story, but
in the 40s, it was 40s. I don't remember.
At the time when we first started making music too, we made a lot more bass heavy music, and them being bank robbers and had this like edge to them, it made sense for us. And then the name just started kind of taking off because there aren't many guy-girl duos in the scene, especially ones that also have like a singer that goes out and performs.
Yeah, I can't think of any.
I would say the other one that's like pretty big is like Sophie Tucker.
Okay.
They're, they do the same kind of thing where they have a singer and but they're
really
really
different flavor with the sound.
Different flavor, yeah.
That makes sense.
But there aren't a lot, and that's definitely been a huge thing going for us over the years. It's just there really aren't a lot of acts. A lot of DJs will bring out other singers to perform the songs they have with them, but they're not a singer.
Yeah.
They're like consistently performing as a singer.
Yeah, that makes sense. Have you had to adapt the style of the music over the years?
Yeah,
definitely.
So we started off doing bass.
And that was hot at the time.
Future bass,
trap music, a lot of banging our head around. And then we just realized I love songwriting and I really love writing pop music. And our direction just went more house, and now we're definitely in the house lane, and we love writing house music. And more four to the floor stuff that's going to make people dance and sing along. And
it's also more palatable for the international market. And as we kind of saw more and came to more awareness around what the implications of the sound that we were in, where it would kind of limit us in a way where we want to have a more expanded, touring circuit. And we also, there's this general trend on when you're younger, like 18 to 21, 24, that the faster tempo music resonates with those people more. That's not for everybody. I'm saying generally speaking, the faster tempo resonates with younger people because they have more energy to move and go crazy for longer durations of time. But even as we got older, our preference on tempo slowed down to more in the 120s, just kind of dancing and these kind of things, because you can do that for longer durations of times. And you even see right now there's a genre called Afro House, which is like a very piano-based, kind of like tribal percussion-oriented thing, but it's very palatable. So you can party on it for 12 hours.
Gee.
So because it's just enough energy that it keeps you moving, but not enough energy that it overstimulates you.
Right.
Yeah.
So kind of finding the balance between that and where we were for where, just feels right for us wherever we are in our energy right now.
Also, we were just organically making more songs that had fully written material where in the past, we played a lot of rooms that people show up just to bang their head to the bass. And I'm telling you, I've sung in front of their faces and they're looking at me like, please stop singing.
It'd be like a rock show where people just want to mosh.
What?
Yeah.
Like the comparable audience to bass music and rock and wanting to mosh. They just want to bang their
the
head.
mosh pits you're talking about?
Or there'd be like the snobs at the front rail just like looking at me singing, like, please stop
waiting
singing.
for you to play a faster song.
Waiting for the bass. Yeah.
So kind of seeing the fans transfer and also grow with us.
Yeah, we want to bring in
but
the
I also
people.
feel like the market in general, people are becoming more palatable to loving more genres of music and not being such a snob,
stickler on
what the genre is. So that's been cool as well.
Have you guys ever been in a mosh pit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah? You like getting in there?
During our shows, we definitely created them.
We used to.
I get pretty scared, I'm not gonna lie.
Just put that,
some of them are wild.
There was one time I like jumped on top of a crowd at a festival and I never did it again.
Oh, you crowd surfed?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
those
they didn't carry me up the whole way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't get too hurt, but it was like, okay, I won't be doing this again.
The whole mosh pit at a dance music oriented thing is there's this underlying culture around plur, just peace, love, unity, respect. So if someone gets down or falls within the pits at these festivals, they're getting picked up and people are it's more of a loving environment and not like, let me thrash. And like I've seen the rock and punk shows where people are literally punching each other in the face and swinging their arms.
Especially rap shows too. Yeah.
That's the ones I'm talking about. Because
rap shows are a lot different.
Yeah, I haven't been to an EDM like event, but I've been to the rap ones and the mosh pits are actually sketchy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single fight on one of our shows before.
That's actually insane.
No, bass stages, even at like EDM festivals, although they go hard in mosh pits, they are very kind compared to like a mosh pit at a rap show. Like I wouldn't go near that.
Well, it's the energy of the artist, it's what they're putting out into the world. And if you're putting out from a place of love and light, then you're going to get that back with the people that are gravitating towards you versus maybe some of the hip hop artists are talking about certain themes that gravitate people that are on some darker energy that lead to that kind of tension. And also what they're consuming. There's people consuming different chemicals compared to alcohol at dance shows, which lead to less aggression as well.
Psychedelics you're talking about?
Yeah, sure. Alcohol
Allegedly.
tends to make people a little angrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's facts though. The type of music, the frequencies you're putting out. Do you guys look into the frequencies at all?
We do.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Big on 432.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one, bro.
That's the best one, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I'm feeling a little sick or down, I pop up a frequency, like a healing one or a love one. And
That's
it
awesome.
actually changes
Those are the
me.
solfeggios you're talking about.
Yeah.
So are you into meditation?
Yeah.
It's great.
You guys meditate?
Yeah.
That's cool. Like what form, I guess? Because mine's different, but
I feel like right now I'm meditating, like centering my energy, using a mudra, keeping my energy inward, and just staying calm and
I'm
being
similar.
true.
Yeah, I don't do the set one where you're like eyes closed and stuff.
Yeah, I don't prefer that in the shower. I feel like I am a lot, or when I'm running or working out.
Yeah, even driving.
Yeah,
Driving, I zone out. I'm like, damn, I've been driving for 20 minutes.
Driving is a meditation in itself. I actually, my meditation practices have changed here and there, but I tend to meditate a lot, especially like when I'm home in the morning. I have like a practice that I do.
That's cool. Yeah, breath work's been huge for me too.
Breath work's great.
So sick.
I had some actual like chest pain the other day, and I thought it was like something I ate, but it was anxiety. And then I did a Wim Hof breath work, went away completely.
Wow.
Just from breath work.
That's amazing.
It's insane, right?
Yeah, I mean, I
really
feel like
believe in
I'm ascending into the universe at the speed of light when I'm doing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Filling up with oxygen.
game changer because people try to put you on pills and stuff to fix your mental health.
Yeah.
And it's like you could just do breath work and grounding.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I think giving yourself breaks of substances is really good. Like right now, I'm doing a wave of sobriety just to find that next layer of self. And then, but I'm like 0 or 100, so like I can party, but I always maintain control too, and never lose sight of momentum. It's like all those forces balancing at once. But if anybody's struggling with the anxiety and these type of things, I think cutting off everything is the best thing.
Yeah,
for at least a month, and you'll see like, and then start to understand the source of where those emotions are coming from, and then going into the reframing of
simplify your lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
We were talking right before we filmed about your guys' schedules. So have you experienced like burnout or just feeling stress and anxiety living on the road so much?
I was just having this conversation with a friend the other day. I do think, I don't have an addictive personality, but I do find that I'm a bit addicted to being busy because my schedule is just, I'm so busy all the time that it's hard for me to relax. That's why I do meditate and like force myself into these scenarios that calm myself. Like recently, I came off like a long, busy weekend and I immediately started jumping into another activity of like being busy.
Yeah.
And I think that we do have to be a little more intentional on relaxing and finding calm because we're just always go, go, go. I think our generation right now is just like, that's all, because even social media, it's like you're constantly on something. Or you constantly feel like you need to be doing something. Yeah, I just think our schedule causes us to be really busy. So
whenever I have those thoughts of, this is too much, or those type of things, I always just come back to gratitude and be like, but like, I get to do this. This is what we get to do. Like, why would I complain about anything?
Right.
And then it just helps me bring myself back to chilling.
I could relate to both of that. Yeah, I have a gratitude journal every morning.
that's great.
Non-negotiable, 10 things. Yeah, it helps a
love it.
lot. And then, yeah, if I just sit around, I feel like uncomfortable. Like
Yeah.
at home, like I need to be doing something.
We need momentum, bro. That's what we're all chasing. We actually don't care about the end goal as much as we do of just having some sort of momentum in some way.
Right. Because I feel like I'm going backwards if not doing anything.
Yeah.
You know?
But I do feel like I experience burnout, but I wouldn't even know that it's burnout because I just like fight through it and continue working.
I did that and for years, and then it led to panic attacks, you know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it'll come up, you know, if you just put it to the side.
Yeah.
So I had to like face it head on. And that was tough.
Yeah. I think my meditation and my morning routine helps me for sure.
Absolutely. I wasn't doing any of that in college. I was just partying, sleeping 4 hours a day, and then the stress added up, and then it just collapsed on the floor.
Yeah, definitely no scrolling in the morning. Don't interact with the phone in that way, because that leads to you conditioning your day around the micro dopamine hits associated with doing that, rather than doing all the things that you're talking about, or just stretch or drink some water.
Yeah.
Well, also, it doesn't really give your brain like the chance to do what it would want to do, and you're kind of automatically influenced by whatever you're watching. So
yeah, that's a bad habit for sure.
I try to get into a creation cycle in the morning where it like trains my brain to crave more creating.
Yeah, I'd love to talk to you guys about your creative process because there's so many distractions these days. It must be really hard to lock down and focus, right?
We are very different creators.
Oh, you're different?
I think that it's a benefit to our project that we're very different. But yeah, we're different. I think I'm like way more the type of creator where I like to, I mean, on the go, I'm constantly voice memoing. Like I get influenced by whatever I'm experiencing in life, and I'll create in my voice memos and bring it to Ableton. But I find I create the best when I'm just alone and not influenced by anything. And I think that he's a little bit more strategic with creation, but you speak for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm making something, I like to understand why and who's it for and what is the emotion that I'm trying to evoke out of the person that's going to be consuming, for what purpose.
Right.
You know, what's the offer? And it could be as simple as to make them smile. It doesn't have to be so deep, but as long as I'm understanding kind of like, oh, we got to get to Mars. That's the mission. Like, and then kind of setting the frame along with the mission.
Wow.
And I feel like that's honestly what's really helped with our dynamic, because she's over here like throwing all these ideas at the wall, and then I'm able to kind of like funnel them into something that,
I love that.
Serves the market.
So you're like the visionary and he kind of is more tactical.
I just have like all these ideas that I want, and it bugs me sometimes, although I do, now that I've been doing this for so long, I do reference tracks and get inspired from like what other people are doing, but I just love the uniqueness that comes from like your own mind, and like I have so many ideas all the time that I just want to expand on what I already have going on because I'm such a creative.
Right.
But I respect and enjoy how much he really thinks about like what's going on in the scene, and like, taking my ideas in a way and like really putting them in a
But every
place.
song is different too. And it's every moment and how we're feeling and where we are with each other, or when our own individual journeys. And some songs is as simple as, hey, let's go sit down and start making a song, and then we'll just start. And then whatever that first, whether it's a chord progression, a drum loop, a vocal idea, will be like the seed of inspiration, right? And then it just starts growing. Here's a new branch, here's a new branch, here's a new branch. We just start building that tree of creation.
I love that. Have you guys used AI to make any songs yet?
Yeah,
Definitely. In the context of what song did we use AI that came out?
What hasn't come out?
Yeah, I don't think we put out music, but we've made like
We're playing with
intros, and like we had Morgan Freeman do our intro.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff
With
like
AI?
that. Yeah,
Like his
Yeah.
voice? And that's allowed?
yeah, because we're not distributing it for anything other
for
than
our
at our
show.
shows.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
We also have been taking my voice and like a way for us to hear an idea with my voice without me having to record the whole thing is just using AI.
Oh yeah, we've
my
trained a
voice.
model.
Oh,
trained
wow.
her.
Model.
So if
Yeah.
people send us demos, I can go and separate, because now you can separate stems with AI. So take whatever demo gets sent, separate the stems, take the vocal stem, put it into our.
So I hear myself singing it.
Our boy actually
Really?
created it. Hooky.
And it sounds like you?
Yeah, Hooky.
Oh, it sounds just
IO.
like me. It's really crazy.
Whoa.
It makes me feel like sometimes I'm like, okay, well, there are parts that it's not hitting perfectly, which feels good, but at the same time, I'm like, oh no, like if I lose my voice,
You got
I'll
a
be
backup.
good. But it's also scary.
That is crazy. So they could bring dead people back with the
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
Well, they need a model, so in theory, they could pull the stems out of some deceased artist
they
tracks
definitely
and
can.
make a model and do it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember when the Drake
100%.
songs, the fake ones got leaked and they were like viral. He got pissed and took them down or whatever, right? Did you see
I don't
that?
know if he took them down or not.
Or he requested to, his label did, I
Yeah,
believe.
but I don't think there's grounds unless you can prove that the source of the AI model was him, in which case you could. But
Yeah,
if you
it's
pulled
tricky
it from
space.
videos where that's public domain versus the actual tracks, and then you get into a whole legal argument that's not fully flushed out yet. So that's like a
Right.
whole landscape that's currently developing.
Well, it's cool to see you guys embrace it because I know there's both ends of it. Some artists are not like feeling it. So.
Yeah, like right now, anybody could go onto this website called Hooky that our boy created and use her voice
Wow.
to create a song, and then they send it to us to approve it or not approve it, and there's like
Yeah.
a licensing model
Really?
associated with that.
Oh.
But I think it's cool that like anyone can go and use my voice, and yes, we have to approve it, but it just creates more of an opportunity to have like a phenomenal song with my voice on it.
Yeah.
That somebody's sending us, and
More
like,
chances to go viral, right?
Exactly.
Have
I
any of
think
them
that's
got some
great.
traction yet?
No, there haven't been any songs that have come out under this model. It's
Yeah.
a new
Super new.
tool that we're not necessarily pushing super hard because we're waiting for the algorithm or the model to get a little bit.
Makes sense.
Better,
Yeah, it probably
you know
gets
what I'm saying?
better over time with the
Yeah.
more reps.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's only getting better.
That's cool. I love that. Well, where are you guys performing next?
F1 this weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
The paddock on Friday.
Let's go. That's going to be a blast. Have you guys done F1 yet?
We went to F1 in Miami just to go. That was super fun.
Yeah.
We did like the whole police escort going in,
Oh,
so
that's
all the
badass.
traffic was just. It was
It's actually a really cool story. Our last F1, we met Tiesto.
Whoa.
After
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
that's
been-
actually a crazy
We had
story.
been chatting with him a bit through DMs, but it was our first time meeting him right before he performed.
together.
Nice.
Yeah.
And after we had met him, he was mentioning how he liked one of our songs. And long story short, a week later, or that Monday,
I think it was
he had his team reach out to us for us to open for him at the Brooklyn Mirage in New York that next week.
Whoa.
And so we went from just meeting him at F1 to then opening for him at the Brooklyn Mirage the next week. It was an epic experience
That's
for us.
insane. Opening for Tiesto, that's like one of the GOATs, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Incredible.
And it just, it definitely formed this relationship where now we really are excited to like put out a song with him.
Yeah, we're going to put something together.
Beautiful. Have
Yeah.
you done anything with Aoki yet? He's out here.
No, we haven't done anything
No.
with Yankee.
No? Yeah, I know he's everywhere.
We
Dude.
played some shows with him though.
Yeah, we did a
past.
show with him in Texas.
In Texas?
Yeah.
He's in a new state every day.
Midland.
Oh, yeah,
Midland.
he's all over.
And then
Yeah.
on Saturday, we play in Mississippi. We play a fraternity party in Old Miss.
Fraternity parties. So
Yeah.
you're still doing like home parties?
Hell yeah.
Oh, dope.
Oh yeah, I mean if they come correct.
They can afford it. Yeah.
Yeah, the big South schools, they
well,
got
these
it.
frats got money, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got the donors.
Shout out to their
And
parents.
they're some of the most fun shows because the college kids are like that in that area of life. They're like starting the trends and like
That's true.
once you turn them on to your music, it's good.
They got a lot of influence, right?
Yeah, and there's going to be a period eventually where we're going to be, priced out of that whole scene. And it's fun for us to go back year after year and hear the minds of the 21, 19, whatever age they are, and
Yeah.
how they think about the world, what they care about, the music they're listening to.
Right.
And, I try to ask as many questions to these kids as possible.
That's cool.
So that I can stay in touch.
We
Keeps
get
you
to
in
hang out
touch.
with them before the show.
Yeah,
So it's
keeps you in
a-
touch with the culture, right? You're not
Exactly.
too out of
Definitely.
touch. When I had Mike Posner on the show, he talked about how his start was in college campuses.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
That's how he started his career.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are like that.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I guess when you're starting out, that's like a perfect audience to kind of test it, right?
Absolutely. And I feel like the Bonnie and Clyde dynamic, the girl guy thing, the whole formal, how frats and the girls and they're all trying to interact, it creates a cool dynamic where they keep bringing us back.
Right.
And they're just so open to new music. I find when we play new music, they just get hype over anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Have you guys bet on Polymarket before?
So I
That's
did
like him.
the time where I actually used Polymarket, but I didn't put money into Polymarket because I don't hold crypto, is I bet with my bookies on the election.
Okay.
And I used it as the indicator on what to bet, and I hit everything.
Oh, yeah.
And also while we were watching the news, I had another screen over here on Polymarket, and it indicated way before the news cycle came out.
I saw that.
Yeah, I
we
feel
knew
like a lot of
we
people
knew it
were-
was over way before it was
well,
over.
you saw they arrested the CEO, right?
Probably because they're taking money out of America.
I don't know what happened, but I think the FBI like raided his house or whatever
Whoa.
because he
I did
knew
not
the
know
election
that.
results before they came out.
Right.
Yeah. So they were like,
That's-
how'd you know that?
I was wondering. That's actually
Well, it
really
moves
crazy.
on the market. It moves based on the demand of the crowd. So you just feel it's
Yeah.
the
You
people
knew like
decided.
4 hours before they
Right.
called it.
Well, it was 95%, but that's because people are selling and buying, right? It's not him
Right.
knowing what it is.
yeah.
But like,
That's wild. I didn't know he got arrested.
Yeah. This was like a week ago.
yeah, I actually heard about that.
Yeah. Shout
I
out
mean,
to
that's a
Tony.
tough game. That's a tough business to try to create. Shout out to that guy. It's a cool business.
Yeah. Got some powerful enemies in the sports
Yeah.
betting gambling world for sure.
Mhm.
A lot of money in that.
Yeah.
But there's one bet on there right now. Who will be Billboard #1 pop star of the century?
Is there a list or we got to come off?
Taylor Swift, Beyonce, or other?
Oh gosh.
I mean, I'm Swift.
I'm
you
gonna have
going
to go
Swift?
with
Yeah.
Swift.
Yeah, she's at 87% right now.
Yeah, I mean, she
She tends to take all the W's there.
Yeah, she's #1 right now everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Even in the NFL.
Even like on our set, like I'll play a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I love seeing him sing.
And do the guys react to it or just the girls?
I mean, ultimately, if the girls are happy, the guys are happy.
What's wild is I'm a Taylor Swift fan, but I'm way more of a fan of her first, like when she was country.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, I'm not that I don't respect her as a songwriter moving forward into the other genres. I just think she was so good at
Yeah.
what she was initially writing that I almost just want her to go back there. Because when I hear a lot of her pop music, I'm like,
Yeah, it's tough because you got to adapt to the numbers, and pop's probably #1 right now, I'd assume, right?
I think it's
in terms of
always
views.
pop what's popular. So
So yeah, you saw Drake go from like hip hop to kind of pop, and
yeah,
people were like, I miss the old Drake.
but he still like has done it all. I think.
Not a lot of people make it that long, so the longevity is what is impressive. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Same with your space. I'm sure people don't last long, right?
Yeah, I
On
think we've
average.
been really lucky to last a decade,
A decade's
Yeah.
a long time in this space.
Yeah.
and we're gonna go 2 more, 3 more.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, you're performing at F1. Where else can people find you guys?
Spotify, Apple Music,
Yeah.
Instagram, but the most important thing is the music. So wherever you listen to music, go listen to that.
Bonnie
And feel
Clyde.
it.
Spotify's a great place.
Okay. We'll link it below. Thanks for coming on, guys. That was fun.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys. Check them out.